We used our research as examples of adverts to get ideas about conventional techniques used in advertising. One of the ways in which we did this with our main TV adverts is through the way we displayed our logo and brand name at the end of the advertisement. Conventionally, sports adverts display this information at the end of their advertisement, and it either appears over the top of moving footage or on a blank screen at the end. We used a combination of these ideas between our two TV adverts. For example, in our running advert, we displayed the slogan "Ready for Anything" over the top of footage of our actor running upstairs. Not only does this follow the typical conventions, but it also depicts the idea of the running shoe being suitable for all situations, broadening the audience and product appeal. This is the similar effect that the Nike "Find Your Greatness" slogan has when it is displayed over footage of sports people achieving what seems almost impossible things. The audience are immediately motivated as the visual impact the footage has accompanying the text reinforces such a message. We used this same convention to display our brand name and slogan on both main TV adverts. This is an effective convention to follow as it links together the product and the placement of the product within the advert well. However, we also used the other conventional idea used within sports adverts as we displayed our slogan "Change the Game" on a plain orange background at the end of our advertisement. This is another idea used by advertising companies that is effective due to its simplicity and vagueness. It gives the audience opportunity to interpret the slogan how they wish, meaning the product and brand has a chance to impact them in different ways. Another convention our main TV adverts follow was the idea of representation of young people. In the professional sports adverts we analysed, a common theme running through them was to do with young people being motivated, driven and energetic when it comes to sport. Therefore, when planning our two main TV adverts, we were careful to choose young actors and actresses to depict a similar idea. We also ensured all the actors we used had a keen interest and were enthused by the sport they were performing, giving our advert a more realistic and natural edge. We knew maintaining this conventional representation of young people was effective as it placed this certain part of society into a positive light, meaning all audience types would be driven by their motivations and therefore the brand would be more successful. Also, this representation of young people would be more successful in attracting our target audience, young people. Another convention our two main TV adverts follow is the idea of the versatility of sports brands. We noticed during our analysis that many sports brands produce generalised advertisements for the brand as a whole, as well as a more specific advert, displaying more specific areas of the brand. We saw this when analysing Adidas adverts. They not only created adverts just for Adidas as a whole, but also for a brand of one particular running shoe, Climacool. We tried to adopt a similar idea in the variety of adverts we produced, as we created one just for TGR and one for TGR Run. Although we followed this conventional idea, we also developed it, as we were able to establish our own brand name for the two different adverts. The structure of our Run advert followed the conventional format of a running advert we had previously researched, as it simply used a runner in varying locations. The only way we developed this was by establishing our own locations and differentiation between rural and urban areas. Finally, we were careful with our choice of actors. Conventionally, the specific sports adverts only included one actor, which depicted a good image of individuality and uniqueness of the product. Therefore, we followed this idea. The general advert, however, uses a lot more actors and actresses, as this is seen as representing versatility of the brand as a whole better. Another way our two main TV adverts follow conventional ideas of sports advertising is through cinematography and editing. In conventional sports adverts, the cinematography tends to incorporate a variety of shot types in order to add versatility and make the advert more exciting and fast-paced. We mirrored this idea within our own main TV adverts, mainly through including close-ups. One example of this was the number of close-ups we used of the running shoe during the TGR Run advert. Not only does this follow convention, but we have developed this idea further as we have been able to combine this conventional use of cinematography with our own product, as we have used close-ups to view the running shoe. Other developments we have included during these advertisements in terms of cinematography is the use of a focus pull. This is conventional as it shows varying types, however focus pulls are not commonly viewed in advertisements such as this. We decided to include them, however, to develop the idea and develop the use of the environment/location. For example, two focus pulls are used in the TGR Run advert, one on a bollard and one on a fence. The aim was to give focus to both rural and urban locations, drawing attention to the fact that sport can take place anywhere and exploiting the slogan "Ready for Anything." In terms of editing, we followed similar conventions as sporting advertisements. For example, we used the conventional ideas of fast-paced transitions and short takes, as we felt this connoted the idea of energy well, matching the nature of sports itself. In terms of short takes, we tended to use a number of these in our TGR Run advertisement from a number of different locations. By combining a number of different takes together, creating a sort of montage, we have developed the conventional idea of short takes from our research through creating an even faster pace with a combination. We felt this was necessary as the non-diegetic sound we have used in particular is fast, and therefore this needed to be matched. In our TGR advert, however, we have adopted an almost opposite development of convention during the slow-paced, non-diegetic sound at the beginning of the advert. We use aspects of slow motion to develop this idea of pace in editing, whilst also using black screens between short takes. This connoted an idea of tranquility, as well as the idea of the unknown, giving the audience a feeling of not knowing what to expect, and so enticing them to watch. These developments of conventions have worked particularly well for our advert. In terms of challenging conventional ideas within our main TV adverts, we also did this in a number of ways. One way in which we did this was through the idea of time. On TV, most sports adverts we viewed were short, being around 30 to 40 seconds long. This idea was supported by research from ThinkBox. However, one of our TV adverts challenges this idea by being over 60 seconds long. This gave us more opportunity to show more variety in the sports and actors/actresses we could use to support our representation, as well as giving us more opportunity to show a variety of shot types and editing styles. It also meant our storyline of actors preparing and then taking out various sports could be fulfilled to the audience needs, so they had a good idea of what was going on and also improved continuity. Another way in which we challenge conventional ideas used in sports brand advertisements is our use of location. Obviously, being a low-budget production, we could not afford to or gain the permission required to film in professional sporting areas. Therefore, we had to use local park areas, public netball courts, and public rural and urban environments to film. This idea worked well for us, as it was easy to access these places and gain permission to film here. Another advantage of challenging this idea is that it worked well with our motivational theme/representation we wish to create. The audience will view our sporting actors and actresses in these normal-looking areas, and this creates a sense of sporting achievements being viewed, being realistic and therefore more achievable. Therefore, our representation of young people being successful and driven is furthered, as we see it happening in these normal environments that are accessible to everyone. We could also use the aspect of lighting within these environments to challenge convention. As previously mentioned, we were unable to use a professional sporting location, and therefore floodlights weren't present at the location of filming. Therefore, our footage is more desaturated and bleak. However, this also fits well with our tone, as it adds an aspect of normality away from the vibrant aspects of competitive sport.